Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right to the SPY daily chart. Actually, you know what? Let's start with the 10-minute. We had some pretty good action today. Gapped it, where are we? So we were up a little bit, second candle of the day, they bring it down to the lows of the day, then they get a little rally going on, the volume disappears. We only had 69 million on the day, but we get above the 200 moving average, the 20, the 50, and it just chops around above the MAs, because that's their goal every day, just get it above the MAs and keep it floating, and everything's going to be fine. Possible distribution came in towards the end of the day, you know, someone saying, you know what? 221.38, good enough for me. You know, as you're distributing shares, why would you distribute them at 210 when you can do it at 221? So a little bit of distribution, a little bit of seller comes in, and then maybe some short covering at the end here, because maybe some people went short off this double top and this pivot here, possibly. So, but again, another light volume day. We had 43 cents up on the SPY. Still keeps grinding. And the other thing was we do have this trend line here too. We did close below it. They got it above it, but now we have a slight inside bar coming along. But again, you know what? Too early to tell. No real pattern or anything other than a little bit stretched on the charts. Needs to come back a little bit in my opinion. So right now we're just waiting for pattern. Let's see what happens. And again, you know what? Volume wasn't, I mean, it's been better than last week. Last week went off until Friday. Just volume disappearing. So we got a little more this week, but again, you know what? Give me more volume. Let's see some more follow through. Let's see some more upside. Come on. Come on, SPY. Prove it to me that this is strong and not just a BS bull trap to get all the small retailer traders up in here and then dump it in their face. You know, the typical routine. Weekly chart. We're 2 days into the week, so not much. Again, we're still above this line, and the trend line goes back to this high pivot, connects the highs in here, and then goes right through price, and we'll see where we close on a weekly basis. But right now, you know what? We're at the all-time highs, chopping around. The IWM, everything's following, so the markets aren't bad. And light volume prevails for the next couple of weeks. We'll possibly stay up here. The IWM, on the other hand, a little bit weak today. I mean, it was positive on the day. We'll look at the 10-minute. I mean, it was positive, negative, you know, just choppy up and down action. You know, typical market maker action. Shaking everyone up, shaking everybody down, shaking everybody up, you know, just, oh man, everybody went short down here, let's push it up for 30 minutes and then, you know, or actually an hour or whatever. But that's what we had there, just up and down action, nothing really to do on the IWM. On the daily now, we do have a little bit of an inside bar starting to develop. We're going to wait for pattern and see what happens, but I'm thinking we're going to have another pullback here. Maybe fill the gap, but one day at a time. Let's see if we do a bearish setup, go sideways for the next week or two, and then setting up for the new year, possibly bomb. No, I don't know. Weekly chart again, 2 days into it. I would love to see a reversal below 130, but a couple more days on this chart, and then we'll see what happens on this one. Let's get into the Qs. Qs were up 41 cents today. Nothing great, you know, with the light volume, guys. Everything's kind of going up and down. You had Nettie's positive, ends up negative. You have Goldman gets an upgrade at the highs. Tesoro came back in. The MLM is 260 up. Priceline was $4 down. Nvidia was actually negative today, guys. Holy cow. But again, today on the daily, they tried reaching for the top. We had the Amazons going, the Google going, the Facebook going, the Baidu going. We had them all going, and it just couldn't hold on to the gains. If you look at the daily price action on this one, same thing, straight up. No volume. We get a little bit at the top here, probably some sellers selling from down in here. Then it comes in, light volume prevails again. At the end of the day, had a little bit of distribution possibly in here, and a little bit of a short squeeze at the end. Probably shorts, you know, someone who shorted up in here, you know, you got to take a shot. You know, you're coming into some double tops back in here. You passed it on 119.16 the other day. Came right back down. Still 41 cents on the day. But daily, yeah, you got these double tops up in here. So, you know, why not give it a shot? The all-time high was 119.66. The high today was 119.51. So it barely missed it. So that's my thoughts on that. Weekly. Same thing. We're trying to get above the all-time high, but we do have an inside bar on the weekly, or bars, retraces up to the highs. Let's see, really no pattern other than some floating up into the all-time high. So we're going to see if this thing can get through the 119.66 area and go for the 120, 121, 122. We'll see. We'll see what ends up at the end of the week. Let's get into the Dow, DIA. All right, so we're looking at the Dow was up, what was it up? 2370. So pretty much just a flat non-pause day. Light volume, stocks, like I said, going up and down, just going nuts. Some of these, the USO, of course, their agreement. Oh, they're not going to make an agreement, OPEC, and then it comes crashing down. They've been making an agreement for months, and then it doesn't come, then it does go. Just turn off the talking heads, guys, and trade the charts. That's all you need to know. So we had a bullish pattern following that upper trend line. They're trying to break it up. So let's see if we can continue sideways and possibly make another run for maybe the 195, 200 area. If this pattern fails, we'll see how low this thing can go. We'll probably run into this. We got to get below this trend line first. But right now, nothing wrong. You're above the moving averages, a little bit stretched. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's a little bit, but let's see if we can stay above this trend line. If we don't, then I'm thinking we could come down. If not, then you're probably looking at, maybe 194, 195, maybe 200, but we'll have to take this one step at a time here and see where this weekly chart closes. All right, let's look at the IYT. IYT a little bit weak on the day, nothing crazy. Same kind of sell-off action. You know what? Let's put up the 10-minute here. Same thing. End of the day, you had some distribution, something going on. Someone wanted out. It gets to a point, you get to these highs, and if you're not taking profits or taking something off the table, you're going to get caught with your pants down. You're going to wake up to a huge gap down one day and go, oh, man, I should have sold. This sucks. Oh, man, one of those. Been there, done that, guys. I've been that type of trader. You take your money and get the hell out. Again, we got to the 160.24 area. You go back on the daily. I think it's easier to see on the weekly. Well, you had the high pivot here, you had a gap up here, and you also had a gap fill coming here around 165 or so. So let's see if we could get up there. But we did fill the gap right at 161.26. I'm going to put this in there. So right around 161.46, we had another gap to fill. We filled it, and boom, right back down. We're below it now. But again, there's really no pattern. There was no bullish pattern here. We are a little bit stretched above the MA here. Let's see if we could pull back a little bit more and then maybe go up. But again, we're just waiting on patterns. That's it, guys. There's nothing really, other than a, overbought condition where, oops, what happened here? CHY. A little bit overbought. This was a great bullish pattern. It did pop up for 3 days into the gap fill, into the side pivot. So there's a lot of resistance up here. I'd expect some consolidation, maybe on light volume, then the next move up, or consolidation, and then the markets start to come in, and this will come in as well. But we'll keep an eye on this one. Again, it's still lagging, still hasn't made it to the all-time highs, so that's still talking to us. Not like the IWM, got the best bang for the buck, but again, IWM's coming in. I mean, it shot straight up, and now it's coming in fast and furious. Well, not fast and furious, but it was negative on the day, on a pause day. But the IWM, that thing ripped, so gotta keep that on your watch list here. So let's go to the USO. Again, there's no deal. No, wait, there's a deal. No, there's a deal. No, wait, there's a deal. No, wait, you know what? Turn it off. Follow the charts. We came back in, bearish pattern. They popped it up. Everyone, oh, here it goes. Oil going to 90. And the next thing you know, they're saying oil at 25, oil at 70. You know what? Turn it off. This is a bearish pattern. They popped it up. I wanted to see if we could get the gap fill. Never did. Came right back in. Here we are again. I still believe we're going to 957, $9 or so, or 926. And ultimately, if you go to the weekly chart, I still think we're going back down to double bottom. But that's me. We'll see what happens. Just like gold. I kept telling all my guys who follow me, let's see if we could get a little more out of gold. If we can get down around the 110, and so far so good on gold. We'll go to that chart in a couple minutes. But again, here you are, weekly chart. We go back up into the moving averages last week, and boom, rejected again. Bearish inside bar. We're below the MAs on here. And are we below them on here too now? Yes, and now we're back below them on the daily as well. That is bearish, guys. That's why they're trying to hike this thing higher, and so far with no prevail here. So let's see if we could break this 956, come into the 924, then the $9 area. I'm still thinking 765 and then around 650, guys. If the whole market starts to crater, these things are going to come in fast and furious, especially the high flyers too. UUP really did nothing on the day. It was 6 cents down. Again, we're waiting for a pattern on here too. We did have a little bit of a stretched move like anything, so it looks like it's coming back in. Let's see if we could get below this or come back to the 618 retrace. If we could get back to, say, 26 bucks even, let's see if this is the bounce area to go, to make its way up again. Again, this is just a choppy, sloppy, bullish pattern above the MA. It's kind of like every other chart, the SPY and stuff. Let's see if we get a slight pullback and more upside, or does it come right back in and then oil goes up, gold comes up, and stuff like that. But it's been coming into our areas we've been talking about. We were long on the dollar. We did sell it, but you did come into this pivot here. You came into that pivot high. You almost made it to 26.50, and if you pull out a little bit more, you still have some areas around 26.83, 27.21, and ultimately, I mean, if the dollar really starts to go, you got 28.93. I don't know if we'll get there, but if you look at that, that's just like a high pivot from back in 2007 or so. So you can't really look at that, but I have it in there because that is a double top. This is a double top. Let's see. Let's wait for pattern. Let's see what this develops in the next week or two, and then we'll make a decision on this one. Like I said, we were long. We sold the position, so we're done with that one. All right, let's look at the GLD. This one's been working out great. We've been waiting patiently for this one. Again, came in here, popped up, got everybody long, slapped them in their face. Bearish pattern, boom. We're in another bearish pattern down here, guys. So let's see if we can get down a little bit lower to the 109 gap fill. We have one at 106.98, 107, and 105. Man, if we could get down in here, we already nibbled a little bit at 115. I haven't done anything down here. I'm gonna wait patiently, guys, because if I can average it down in here around 110 and 115, I'll be in around 112.50. I mean, even lower, I might load the house up here if it gets to 105. I mean, loading the house, going to a 10% position in gold, and then holding on to this one for a little while. Might maybe have to marry the GLD because I do like this, and when the fear starts coming in, this is going to be a $130 stock again, and we might get a $20 move on that. And I'd like to have a good amount of shares in that position to make some money. Let's get to the weekly chart on the gold. Gold, same thing. I mean, it's just weak. We went up, we came in, nice inside bar, retrace up to this, and boom, straight down. So we got 3 bars down. Now it's consolidating. I'm telling you, I think we could get to 108, 106.90, 105. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. So far, so good. Like I said, this was like the little retrace. Oh my gosh, it's going up. Hurry up, gold. And then boom, 3 weeks down. And it's like, damn, what the heck happened to gold? So just be careful with the gold trade. I think we could get lower prices. If you didn't get in into 115, you could just nibble. If you're going to take 500 shares of this one, take 100 here. It goes down a little bit more, maybe take 150 down in here. So now you have 250. If it goes to 105, maybe do another 200 or maybe another 150, save 100 for just in case it comes to double bottom with $100. I don't know if it gets there, guys, but you never know these days the way these stocks are going up and down. It's just a little bit crazy. All right, guys, that's it for today. I might make one more video on a couple of the stocks, but yeah, what a day. Stocks were going up and down, a little bit sideways. Ones with news were going, a couple upgrades on Goldman. It's like, come on, guys. Goldman just had like a 30, 40-point run, and now you're upgrading this thing? Come on. It tells me some people want out. But again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Twitter page, StockTwits, the YouTube, like I said. Everything's under StockBookie. Just like it, follow it, tell your friends about it. Let's make something happen. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos, helping me with trades, throwing out some new symbols, and trying to make money here, guys. All right, that's it for StockBookie. John C. here. Everyone, have a great Tuesday evening. God bless. See you on the charts.